because I'm going to talk today about the power of the media, okay, and how the media can really increase your exposure and your visibility. So for me, it's really important to mention that when I begin my journey, I was a corporate guy. I was a corporate guy that working with in corporate world. I did a career of 35 years with oil and gas. A very corporate guy. And I was thinking that typically there are two industries where when you are working there, you are kind of invisible because that your company is beyond you. It's the military and the oil and gas. They're very similar, because when you're in those institutions, the military and the oil and gas, you're a part of the establishment. It's not about you, it's about the company, it's about the military. So, for example, try to remember the name of the general of the base in Atlanta 5 years ago, or the name of the CEO of Chevron 5 years ago. Nobody remembers that, because you remember Chevron, you remember the army, you remember the aviation. So it's an institution. So that's what happened to me when I was in my journey. Zero media. Everything was related to the company. I was in Safeco, everything was related to Safeco. We had a PR department, and they took care of everything. My Twitter account, zero. Instagram, zero. Facebook, zero. LinkedIn, a profile of LinkedIn there. So I was not aware about media because everything was related to the business. But then happened the situation that happened to me. In November 2017, during a business trip, I became an international hostage. And really, I didn't know what was going on. So when I came back after my 5 years being hostage, I remember that I was coming back to my home. I stayed like 10 days in a decompression program in a military base in San Antonio. My wife went to pick me up 10 days after, and I was coming to home. When I was in the way coming to home with my phone, the first phone in years, 5 years without a phone. I was having an iPhone in my hand, and I didn't know how to handle that. And I received a phone call. And it's like, who is calling me, And I opened the phone call, and it was a journalist from ABC. And I told the lady, how did you get my phone? Well, I called your son, and your son gave you your phone. Okay. And the lady told me, are you willing to do an interview? I said, yeah, why not? So the next day, I was giving the interview to ABC. And I remember that it was an awesome interview because I was putting all what I went through. And when we finished the interview, the lady asked me, Jose, what is your next move? And I was like in blank. And I said, I don't know, maybe I'm going to open a Twitter account. And I'm going to begin to tweet because I didn't know what to do. And I did it. I opened a Twitter account. I opened my Twitter account. After years, without having nothing with media, I opened a Twitter account. And that Twitter account began to get traction, get connection with people and people interacting with me. And one day I decided to open a Facebook account. And I began to find a lot of friends, people that worked with me during years, began to find me in Facebook. And then I opened an Instagram, happened the same. And then I came to LinkedIn, that is very professional. And I began to connect with a lot of professional people. Was the time of the audio rooms. And I came to an audio room and I met Michelle. And I met Michelle in the audio room and I saw her title, America's Supermom. And I texted her, why American Supermom? And she told me about her 15 kids. And I said, how can you do that, And we began to